Hi, I'm Angie. I want to welcome you to National Indoor RV Centers, where we specialize in the sales, storage, service, and detailing of only high-end new and used coaches. So basically, we do it all. Hi, I'm Angie with National Indoor RV Centers, and today I'm here in Palm Beach, Florida, along with Hurricane Etta. She's trying to compete with my video. How dare she? But today we are going to address head-on something that's near and dear to our hearts in the RV industry: fire safety. I'm going to introduce you to Deshaun Molly from Proteng. Let's head on over to his factory. Hi, Deshaun.
Hello.
Did I say your name correctly?
Yes, very nice.
Now, I love accents, so I have to ask you, where are you from? Where are you from?
Slovakia.
Slovakia. All right, great. So tell me about Proteng, and he's the CEO of Proteng. How and why did you start it?
Proteng is almost 20 years old company, but 10 years ago I was in charge of the project with Racecars. We have several troubles with fire. I contact my friend, which today is my partner of Proteng, but in that time he has independent company which was related to fire protection industry, and we need to find solution which will be no toxic, very lightweight, which will don't need any kind of electrical components, and something which will be not corrosive for our race car.
So you started with race cars. Now we're bringing it to the RV industry, and I'm thrilled to tell you, not only will Proteng protect your RV, it's also going to protect your other toys.
Oh yeah, we protect numerous of things from vintage cars, public transport. We have school buses, we have protection of boats, we have protection of airplanes, we protect server rooms. We have solutions in the space.
Wow, racing, RVs, all the way to outer space. So pretty cool. So this is Proteng. Tell me how this works. What happens?
What happens? Yeah, inside of this tube we have extinguisher agent. It's just FM200. This is the DuPont chemical invent. These gases are replacement for halon. This FM200, which is in this particular moment, is in liquid form. When a fire starts in compartment, the gas which is inside in liquid form will evaporate, will change pressure from existing 72 psi, and it can go up to almost 350 psi, where the tube is not able anymore hold the pressure and will burst and will distribute the extinguisher agent through the hottest spot, distribute extinguisher agent directly to the heart of the fire. And that's the reason why the system is so effective and so fast, because we are using unbelievable pressure to stop this.
So this is a smaller size, but I know that it can go up to what, at least 20 feet for an RV?
Oh yeah, for RV, but for example, for huge solutions, like for example for tanker, we can do 300 feet long.
So very customized. You've really put the research and development into what size you need for each individual compartment.
Yes, because we are RVs too. We did more than 60,000 miles around the United States to do this roadshow and to present our product. Of course, we understand the need, and we calculate, and we did this kind of product especially for those kind of RVs. It means that we find out that to protect these big diesel pushers, engine is really need to be 21 foot long tube, which protects very much all engine compartments till transmissions. But you know, these small guys protect like electrical compartments, small fuse box panel, something like that.
So here's the tubing. It looks like just regular old plastic tubing or PVC pipe, but I know there's a lot more involved in this little
Yeah, it's more than 10 years of development. We developed this special material for us, for our needs, with the company which is more than 100 years on the market in Europe. And very much this is only a part which we are importing to US. Everything else we are creating otherwise in our facilities, or we are getting from United States. It means that technically we can say that this is really 100% United States
made in the USA, other than the tubing. Yeah. But that's so important because it's got to burst just right at the the perfect time, right?
Exactly.
So Deshaun, I think most of our viewers, when they see this in action, are going to think that Proteng depletes the fire of its oxygen. And that's not what happens.
What happens is that the chemical which is inside change the temperature below flash point. It means that technically he froze the fire. We are taking the heat out from compartment below the flash point, and if it's not heat, there is no fire, you know. And I know it's very difficult to understand how it works, how somewhere where it's 300, 400, 500 Fahrenheit, how is possible that it goes immediately below, but I can show you. Oh. I have for you one test. If you can give me a hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Wow. It's cold, but literally there's nothing left on my hand. There's absolutely no residue. So nothing to clean up.
Nothing to clean up.
You know, explodes in your engine compartment or in your breaker box. There's nothing to clean up. Totally, I don't smell it.
Yeah.
I don't even feel like I need to wash my hands, but I probably will. But literally, there's nothing here.
And what goes out has 1.6 Fahrenheit.
Wow.
Means that combination of this temperature and fire, this combination together, we are able to put the temperature below flash point.
So if this explodes in your engine compartment or your breaker box, there is nothing to clean up because literally there's nothing left on my hand. So
you're
really
absolutely correct. Just it's not explosion, it's activation.
Oh, activation. Okay. All right. Activation. If it activates,
yes,
you're not going to have anything to clean up. It's totally clean. So going back to your activation word, Deshaun, if it activates, now I need a new Proteng in my coach. And then I want to talk about what kind of warranty do we have with Proteng?
We have exclusive warranty, and very much even if you have a fire or anything was happen, we will give you a new tube. It means that technically during the period of 4 years, what is our period of warranty, you have full coverage and full warranty.
So come to NIRVC, we can install Proteng for you, and you have the full Proteng warranty. All right, so let's fast forward and head to Phoenix. I'm gonna go in that cute little black race car, and I'll see if I beat you there, but you can show us how it's installed there. So Deshaun, you did a few installations here today. So walk me through, what are the most important parts of the coach that need to be protected?
The generator, engine, this is like very obvious. Engine batteries, we did house batteries, we did electrical compartments, is circuit breakers, otherwise is AC or DC electric. We did inverters, we did automatic transfer switch, including 50 amp cords. We did water heater systems and also dashboards. You know, many people think that, oh, why dashboard? No, the dashboard could cost also some kind of troubles.
There's a lot of wiring and everything.
Tons of wires. Yeah, most fires are electrical. Well, very much statistics are speaking about 2/3.
Yeah, well, I know that as I do my walkthrough, there's wire and electrical throughout that entire coach. So we can't really talk about fires in RV and not mention the gas absorption refrigerators. I know can be a huge source for fire. So we've got one right here. Will you show me why there's a risk with that?
The coolant agent is ammonia, and this ammonia is extremely flammable chemical. It's very effective as a coolant agent, but from the point of fire, it's extremely flammable. In some kind of conditions can be explosives. You cannot recognize that there is some kind of crack or something like this, which can be happened because we are driving with those kind of
So just a little crack in the welding at any contact point there.
Exactly. Okay. And if it's happened, and in the same time we are running with LPs or it's any kind of flash point, it's very easy.
So one of the things I love about Proteng is that it's proactive rather than reactive. And I say that because I just pulled this out of a $1.3 million coach. This is the standard. This is what I get when I buy a coach to protect myself. So, yeah. I mean, fire extinguishers work, right?
Sometime. There was a 60 million recall
for
fire extinguishers.
And I've got to know how to use it also.
Yeah,
and I've got to get to it. I think that's the scariest part is by the time you see the smoke, you see the fire, the flames, you run and find your fire extinguisher, wherever it may be, is it too late?
definitely it's too late. First things. Second things I would like to point in on this fire extinguisher. If you see, this fire extinguisher is only for B and C classification of the fire. Standard fires, or fires which technically human can face, is the A, B, and C classification of fire. Most likely A. A is
my dress.
your dress, for example, wood, paper. Means that technically everything what is surrounded around us in the coach.
And try to use that on that type of fire. What's
Probably it will be not happen. It will happen nothing. It will be just don't work, you know.
So how likely is this to happen? Do I really have to worry about a fire with my RV?
Yeah, statistics shows that 20,000 fires in RV world is every year. Every 26 minutes, one fire somewhere happens, you know.
That's frightening, and it's happening to me.
It's 100%. It's very bad.
It's 100% exactly.
I think that it's better to has a protection against potential fire and never use it than opposite.
Right.
Yeah.
So we've talked about high risk areas in your coach. We've got the rear of the coach where you've got your engine, center of the coach, you've got your inverter, your transfer switch, refrigerators, hydronic heating systems, and then you've got the front of the coach generator area. So these are areas you definitely want to protect. So let's go ahead and do like a real life scenario here. It's the middle of the night, the fire alarm goes off, and the fire is in the back of the coach. You got to get out the front of the coach. We're just going to put a timer on it and see how long it takes us to get out. I've recruited one of our NIRVC employees, Matthew, here to help me. He's taking a little snooze here. So we're going to wake him up and send him out the front door and put the timer on him. All right, fire alarm. Matthew, get out of the coach. All right, Matthew is safely out, but let's just point out a few things. He wasn't really asleep, so he wasn't in a nice, deep, fog of evening. The lights were on, and you saw that he had some trouble exiting the door. He didn't have to get out. His family, his pets, so just something to think about. Now we're going to change the scenario, and we're going to pretend like the fire's in the front of the coach or the center of the coach. So Matthew's going to have to go out the emergency exit window in the bedroom. All right, so now Matthew's asleep. I'm going to pretend like I'm Matthew's spouse. Talk about cougar. But I'm going to help him hold the blinds up here because I don't want to destroy our CEO's coach in the process of doing this little example. So Matthew, fire, help, get out. Wow. I want to put this all into perspective. First of all, the coach was lit. Again, Matthew didn't come out from a deep sleep. And I was here to help hold the blinds. So those would be tricky. You wouldn't have time to go and lift those. So someone was holding the blinds. Matthew didn't have to help get me out, our cat or dog or children. Sorry, Matthew, still your spouse. And a few other questions for you. Matthew, how old are you?
20 years old.
20 years old. And how tall are you?
6 foot.
6 foot, so not near as much of a drop once he got out the window. And how much do you weigh?
150 pounds.
My goal. And what do you do here at National Indoor RV Centers?
I'm a PDI technician here at National Indoor RV Center.
Okay, so PDI technician, that means he walks through these coach and he goes through our 250 point check before you take delivery of your coach. So are you pretty familiar with how these windows work?
Actually very familiar.
Okay, so he got the screen off. He also knew how to work the window, which I think is a little tricky. You've got to pull this down, out, push it all the way through. Anyway, he was able to work with that window much better than someone that's doing it, fumbling around in the dark trying to do it. So he was pretty quick. But I think it proves the point that it's not as easy as Matthew made it look. So as you can see, time is of the essence with RV fires. Proteng is a fire suppression system for your entire RV, and it is customized to your particular RV. And it also is a fire suppression system for more than just your engine. As you can see, there's lots of areas of your coach that a fire could start. If you could, wouldn't you want to eliminate the chance for a fire to spread? I know that with me and my loved ones, it's definitely not even a question. We all have insurance, but this isn't an insurance question. This is giving me the time to get my loved ones, my pets, safely out of the coach and protected in the event of a fire. Now I know in real life where I'm not a cougar and I've got my husband who is 6'4", 260, yes, tall, dark, and handsome. Limber is not his middle name, so I know that he is going to struggle getting out that window if he can get out the window. So if you want instant action fire suppression, you want Proteng. That will buy you the time that you need to get yourself, your loved ones, and your furry friends that I know are just like our loved family members out of the coach safely. If you'd like more information on Proteng, please call the number on the screen, or you can visit the website www.proteng.com. Now, make sure you give us a call. We can give you a bid. Each bid is customized to your particular coach, and we can also schedule your installation. Remember that Proteng is available for your coach, your trailer, your fifth wheel, even your tow vehicle. So don't delay, give us a call. We would love to give you your customized bid, and thank you so much for watching our video.